How are all you motherfuckers? It's been a while. It has been a while.
It has. The man does not lie. Man does not lie.
And not only have we been working on getting these goddamn books done, but me and Brian have also been working behind the scenes.
Yeah, we have.
On upcoming projects. And let's not forget, Sim is also involved in one of those projects.
Yeah,
he is. The Doc Salem. What's Sim's character's name? No, I'm kidding. It's Vince.
Vincent mofo. By the way, where is Simon? Did you invite him?
I don't think I did. I'm gonna have to send him a.
We should get his ass in here, man. I don't want to have to always hold up my side of the conversation.
But I gotta be. Let me go ahead and explain this to everybody first. Non-Devils is live on Indiegogo. Now let me explain something to you. I don't want anybody to get, because you're probably not going to read over the whole thing. You're probably going to glimpse through and be like, hey, this is badass. I'm going to back it. Let me explain something to you. Me and Brian are working on revamping this series for 2021, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be completely metal. There's going to be some sex scenes. I mean, look, heavy metal used to have sex scenes in it too.
There's going to be some nudity.
And nudity. And not a lot. It's not going to be a sausage party. Like there's going to be some poon in there too.
Yeah, man.
But it's not going to be a triple X book. We're going for heavy metal circa 1970. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Like 78 to 82. Metal or not.
Exactly.
We're cooking with French ingredients here, my friend.
Now, my first crack at Non-Devils, I came up with Non-Devils in 2012. I had just I never even gotten over a surgery. I just came off of a surgery. Like they went in my sinus cavity and they gutted it. Right. Ugh. So for the next couple of weeks, I was stuffed with like nose tampons. I was on heavy pain meds.
Oh God.
Shit like that. And yeah, look, Metal Movies and Brewskis just tuned in. He's like, nose tampons.
What all?
Anyway, I was stuffed full of nose tampons and Vicodin.
Vicodins are good, man.
Yeah, they're really good.
You can play video games and everything, right? That sounds like a great scenario to me, except for the fucking nose tampons.
Yeah. Well, I was like I said, I was stuffed full of nose tampons, and I couldn't work because I felt like garbage, and I was high as fuck, dude. So all I could do is basically watch old Godzilla movies, play some video games, and fantasize on my couch, because if I'm not drawing, that creativity has to go somewhere. So what happened was I escaped into my own head, and I started having fantasies about overly muscular nuns with no eyes, no lips. Their faces were ripped off, and they had claws and metal hoofs and shit like that. And in a world where I kept thinking about the non-circles of hell, and it'd be cool. What if the demons from the non-circles of hell were like, we're sick of taking shit from Satan. Let's go over to Earth and fucking rule that bitch. Because why be a small fish in an ocean when we could be big fish in a pond? You know what I'm saying? So they come over, they kill Death's avatar, because Death's avatar is the one that actually like works through Death to keep order. And Death has to choose a new avatar. And while all this is going on, the devils have taken over, right? Anyway, a lot of this is in the description on the Non-Devils campaign. Now, this is not a campaign that's brand new. This is a book that I created almost 10 years ago. Well, maybe 8 years ago or something like that. I ran a Kickstarter campaign, and it was successful. I got it sold, but I had a ton of stock left over, and I just never did anything with it. But when I decided to go ahead and revamp the series with Brian, actually get somebody that was a better writer than I am to go ahead and do it. Because I'll be honest, I'm more happy like behind a pencil than I am like doing all this kind of stuff. Ooh, thanks, Hex. Well, you're awesome.
I think you will find me easy to work with.
And Hex, I don't know if you read my tweet, but you're also invited if you want to come on during the I don't know I don't know what you call it. Like the featured guests are going to be all of you guys. You know what I'm saying? For the show I'm doing Monday. Anyway, so Non-Devils is a Kickstarter book that I had a bunch of stock left over, and what I figured was I can get rid of these and have enough cash to go ahead and hire people to help me work on.
A sound plan, young man.
Anyway, my dog just cut the cheese in the room, and it's fucking atrocious.
Dog farts are nasty. They're carnivores, man. That's the problem.
Well, I fed him sausage too, and that's never good. Anyway, so Non-Devils is it's a book. The first issue I got almost through the second issue, and we decided to get divorced, me and my wife at the time. So I dropped it because then I had all this drama going on, plus the surgery, plus all this bullshit. So it got put on the side and it was never printed. The second issue was never printed. The first issue was. So what I'm offering with this campaign is I'm going to give you guys everything I got on it, you know, that I created. And this will also be the first appearance of a lot of characters that's going to be featured in me and Brian's Non-Devils project that we're releasing in 2021. And this series is now, the old series is in black and white. And that's why I'm really getting rid of it kind of cheap. Like the books it's only $10 per book and $5 for the digital. And what I'm also offering with this is where'd I put them? So
don't ask me.
I'm doing sketch covers. Why aren't there any sketches on the covers?
Yeah.
Because I'm not talking about printed sketch covers. I'm talking about custom sketch covers where it's a blank cover and I'll draw you something on there. An example is on the campaign. So I only have 12 of those left of the original stock. So you only have 12 chances to get something done like that, you know. I'm even contemplating doing them full color, you know. But that depends. If all 12 sell, then I'll do them all in full color. I might even do a wraparound because it's blank on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
That's bitching.
I don't know if anybody knows anything about commissions, but that's a deal. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
The original front blank. Yeah. And I made the logo as high up and as small as possible. That way I have the maximum amount of room to go ahead and work with. Nice. Yeah. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No. I was just gonna say, how much are you gonna charge for that?
It's $100. You know, to get, and you also get the original Non-Devils #1 plus the one that I'm going to do a sketch on. So you get both of these for $100. But if it's all 12 sell, like I said, I'll do a wraparound cover and it'll be in full color. You know,
brother, you're selling an original piece of art along with some comic books for $100?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you also got to pay shipping. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, but damn, that's a fucking sweet deal right there.
Now, a bunch of other things that I have left over from this campaign, the campaign also consisted of metal covers, which I have 2 left of the original. There it is, the metal cover, which I have, and they'll be signed, and it'll also come with the book and stuff. Of course, it'll come with the book. It's a metal cover. Can't have a cover without a book. So
that's how metal.
Yeah,
Non-Devils.
Only trust what's written in steel, my friend.
Yeah, man. And this is great too. It's made out of like I asked Preston when I got this, like, do I oil this? It's fucking metal. It's gonna fucking rust, right?
No, just keep it in your case. You're good, dude. Like I'm sure it's got some kind of coating on there.
Well, here's the thing.
Welcome, Donald.
I have the Highlander like Queen edition, which is like a special edition DVD they released with like a metal slipcase.
Yeah,
and that thing is fucking rusting.
Are you serious?
Yes, and that's awesome. Dude. That's awesome. I'm saying it's like this is fucking rusting, fucking metal.
now, if you want to get like the $20 book, the $20 book also comes with a sketch card, but it's not a sketch card, a metal trading card. Like
Oh.
the metal covers, it's a trading card. You know, I have 5 different ones, and it's up to me to give you whichever one you want. So the metal trading card also comes signed. You know, sometimes I do a little doodle on it and stuff like that because I really love this project. It was thought up in a drug-induced coma.
Oh God. Oh man. Well, you know, sometimes art comes from interesting places and ideas.
Let me say hi to some of these people in the chat. So
Oh,
Ed
most
Winkler's
definitely.
here. Donald Riley, and Donald
What up,
says he's
Ed?
got one of the original non-devils that came from the Kickstarter campaign. Dude,
Ooh.
good on you, dude. That's fucking awesome. That was oh god, that campaign was horrible, dude. It wasn't me running the campaign, it was somebody else I had run because I was too busy with other shit, you know. But okay, so we got Donald, we got Writing Comics, and Writing Comics has a badass comic, dude, that
Does he?
he's not sure about, but I gotta tell you, like, the artwork in that comic is fucking insane. Same thing with Ed. You know, Ed's book, you know, Sovereign Wolf is fucking insane, dude. Also, I did a cover for that one. And also
Nice.
Oliver, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to paint the non-Devils book because I'm kind of getting it, not this the one we're releasing in 2021. Because I want to kind of try an Alex Roth type of thing, except I want to make it dark, you know, like the artist, the heavy metal artist of old, you know, and see how that comes out.
So you're
Hex Harper, Frog G, you guys are all badass, dude. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us tonight.
and metal.
And,
Everybody, go back. I know I backed it, but I can't remember the name of it now because I'm a little impaired.
Butch Cleaver.
Yes, Butch Cleaver. Thank you. Thanks for the save, Preston.
Now,
Yeah,
I do
go
want
check
to,
that out and back it.
yeah, I want to say, like, Metal Movies and Brewskis, he did a badass pinup, dude. And I told him, like, you see, that's the problem whenever you do something really badass like that.
Yeah.
Now you just raised that bar. So the next
Yeah, but
thing
that's a
you
good thing.
do
Yeah.
has to be equal to that bar. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, dude, like, and Hex Allen. Hey, dude, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining us. So yeah, so here's the other thing too. People are like, but you already got a campaign going, because I do. I have Doc Salem going. The difference between this campaign and Doc Salem is that Doc Salem's still being colored. My colorist on Doc Salem, he's great. He's a great color. He's not Oliver great, but he's great. And I would have hired Oliver, but I hired this dude before me and Oliver even met, dude. So it's not my fault, Oliver. It's not my fault. But so anyway, what I'm saying is everything with this campaign is completed. Like, as soon as it's over, and that's why I only made it a 20-day campaign. So if I had $1,000 in 20 days, it's going to go in demand, and immediately it's going to start shipping out. It'll ship out before Doc Salem's even done, like before Doc Salem's completed. That's how much this campaign is, you know, it's very close to me. Now that's not to say that I'm gonna be honest, Doc Salem is going to be late, but it's not my fault.
Never is. Dude, seriously, as long as it's not like Red Rooster late.
No, it's not. It's not going to be that late. And it's not because the art isn't done.
Right.
But I can't exactly keep posting art because then I'll give away all of Doc Salem.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
But yeah, I mean, the colorist is doing his best. You know, Kovic's a son of a bitch, especially in the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? So he's working the best he can. And to be honest, I'm not going to rush him because he really is putting his all into it. And I'd rather him take a little bit more time to get the pages done right than me get the book out on time and have to explain to you why it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't doing that.
Yeah. Dude, always go with awesome over fast.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Vaughn, he's super late with he's very late with Monster MD, but he's like I think they're coloring the last 4 pages.
Yeah, but
right?
Vaughn said he was buying a Lamborghini too, or something like that.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Look, like he's done exceptionally well with that freaking campaign. He's a real dude, salt of the earth, very fucking humble.
No, I love Vaughn. Me and Vaughn, I think we're job really well if we ever met.
Yeah.
Oh, we beat the shit out of each other.
Right. One or the other. One or the other. Because sometimes you get people that are very alike and they just go, "Arr!"
Yeah. But after they get men are men, dude. After you get into a
I know.
fight, it's like me and one of my best friends. We only became best friends after we got in a fight on a school bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's way bigger than me, and everybody's like, "You're fucking stupid." I ain't gonna. But nobody would stand up to him. So when I stood up to him, because I was pretty fucked up during high school, dude. I was always smoking weed. I was doing stupid shit.
You're supposed to at that age.
Yeah. But we had a blast, dude. And yeah, hold on, Sim. I'm gonna give you a link. See if you want to come in.
Simon in the hizzy, sexy.
If not, then
Simon.
fuck you, Simon.
Yeah. Serious.
But yeah, non-devils. This is something I've been working on for a while. I've leaked a couple of character sketches, and like I was telling people about the cathedral built on top. It's called the name of that ship is called the Kraken, and it's the flagship of the non-devils is Fleet, right? And you could see that on the campaign too. Yeah, I got pictures of all this stuff on the campaign. I'm bringing a campaign up real quick because I like showing it off. Actually, yeah.
Why not? Why not, dude?
A link to it too.
Here's a little peek of some of the art.
Yeah.
You can see what I've been doing is I've been printing these as you send them to me, and I'll write little like word
letters
bubbles
on it,
word bubbles, right? As like, so what I'll do is I'll kind of like look at the drawing, and then the character emerges from the drawing.
Yeah,
you know, and well,
that's how you. I think that's how you're supposed to do it. Like, I'm not a writer, but even while I'm working on 3 nights, like 3 nights, 4 days, or 3 days, 3 nights, 4 days. Like, I keep character sketches up there. I mean, for me as an artist, it's because I gotta have I gotta make sure that I'm getting all the oh, cool. We're already up to 340. Let me refresh.
Awesome.
Yep, 340. Awesome. Yeah, I think we're not gonna have a problem getting 1,000.
Hell yeah.
But
probably get there in an hour or two.
Yeah, I know, right? But I always keep like sketches on hand in front of me, no matter what book I'm working on. In fact, that's the problem, is that I got 2 screens for my computer and it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? So I have to have printouts all over the place. My Doc Salem folder is about this thick with all the reference material, the page sketches, thumbnails, and character sketches. And that's not including the monsters and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I want to make everybody perfectly clear, like, this is not the 2020 non-devils or 2021 non-devils. This is non-devils from 2012. Okay, whenever it was distributed.
This is the prototype. Would you agree with that word?
I would say that. I would say prototype's a good word for it. You know, and this is extremely limited too. Like, I'm not printing these anymore. That's why it's going to be fulfilled so quickly. You know, like, once these are gone, that's it. You know, plus my lady's like, you got to get all that crap out of this house.
But if you snooze, you lose, people. Seriously, oh man, this is it is a cool book, and I'll let you show off. What can I show off? Like a page of art?
No, go ahead and show it off. It's
right.
I posted a few of them on the campaign page too. Like
look at that badass satanic Zepp.
Yeah, that's in there too. Like, I wanted to make it as crazy as possible. And this is when I wasn't that good of an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell my perspectives are a little bit flat, you know, like the ship just looks like it's placed there. It wasn't, and all this was done digitally except for the cover. The cover wasn't done digitally.
But let me add this though. It may not be as like tight as your current work, but it's the same thing like with Rockabilly, right? With the Rockabilly trade paperback. It's like, okay, you can tell that, you know, your art wasn't that good back when, but it's charming.
Yeah.
So you forgive it for what it's lacking in technical ability, for what it has in personality.
Well, I think it's good. This is way better than Rockabilly #1.
Oh yeah.
This blows it away.
Yeah. And Rockabilly #1's is still a good book.
Yeah, no, it's good, but it's kind of like Grendel #1. You know what I'm saying? Like, Matt Wagner just wasn't Matt Wagner back then.
Exactly.
Now, here's an example of the sketch cover. So this is how they come, and this is how they end up, on the screen. So, yeah, and that's all done with, India ink. That was with Copic markers. But like I said, if all 12 go, I'm going to do them in full color. Wraparounds. Like it'll be the whole cover, front and back. Also another thing, it's a good thing you mentioned Rockabilly, because I'm giving people a second chance at getting some Rockabilly books. I figured I'd combine the campaigns, and whatever happens. But
yeah, it's like a yard sale.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody was like, I wish I would have got on that Rockabilly thing, because he actually fulfilled that one. Like, the books are here, and you can still get on it, in on it. And like I said, that's another thing with the Rockabilly books. They're all printed. Now, do I have all the extras that I had with the original campaign? No, I don't. I have a very limited number of the Akira covers. And once those the Akira covers on here as a perk, but you can add it to anything that you get on here. So if you select something and you're like, hey, I can get the Akira cover added on, it'll come up as an add-on, so you can just add it on. So I think I only have like 40 Akira covers left. And if you just want the Akira cover, I'll set up a secret link and just like PM me, DM me, whatever, and I'll go ahead and send you the secret link so you can just get the Akira cover. And it's going to, they're a little bit more because they're not going to be reprinted ever. Like, this is it. So I'm getting rid of those with $20 a piece. So yeah, you got a second chance at Road Trip, the trade paperbacks, the single issues. Now I only have a limited number of trades left too. How many trades do I have?
Yeah, let me pop upstairs and get that.
So the trades, I only have 40 left. So I only got 40 of those left too. So you can still get the trades, but like I said, it's only 40 of them left. But this is non-Devils, and like I said, it's something really close to my heart because I was so loaded when I came up with it. Here's some of the art perks that come with it. The original cover art. This is 11x17. This is one I still drew at 11x17. I don't draw at 11x17 anymore. I ink at 11x17, but that's a whole different story. There's two preliminary pieces in here that were going to be the cover, but then I decided not to make them the cover because they didn't like put forth enough of what the story was about. But they are two of the other Devils that appear in the book. Will not appear in this book, but will appear in Devils. So yeah, all this is up for grabs. And like I said, once this is gone, it's gone. It's time to move on to the future after this is out of here. So, and it looks like somebody got both of the metal covers are gone. That's awesome. You guys are fucking amazing. And yeah, dude. So check out Non-Devils. Now let's talk a bunch of shit. As soon as Brian gets back, we'll talk a bunch of shit. We'll talk about what drama they got going on right now or whatever. Whisper, that works. I think I'm gonna start a whisper feed where I just whisper into the mic like this. I think that shit'll be awesome. I'm sure there's a bunch of fetish guys that'll be down with it. But yeah, dude. This is something I would highly suggest you guys like jump onto right now. Devils is the way to go, and it's I'm in my DMs. Let me get out of there. There's a lot of stuff here, and like I said, here's the books boxed with the metal covers, and they're all ready to get. That's the metal card set right there. Each book's going to come with a different card, at least the perk that says, book plus card. There's a very limited number of those. That's why I'm not giving away whole sets. And that's the books box ready to get out of here. So yeah, dude, like, I think this is something like everybody can enjoy. And plus it'll give you bragging rights for when the newer series comes out next year. And I think we're going to go anywhere between 72 pages to maybe I think the max is going to be 72 pages for Non-Devil's Non-Devil's book 1 for next year. I definitely want it to be a graphic novel that's worth it. Like I said, I'm thinking about painting it, but I'm also thinking about hiring Oliver to go ahead and color it. Oliver's an amazing colorist. Like, I mean, if he can make my artwork look good, then he's got you guys tricked into believing that I'm a good artist. But yeah. And for all of you guys out there waiting, we are going to get into some yoga in a second. Yeah. But so anyway, about the show that I have scheduled for Monday. I'm not going to be streaming a whole lot, but I do want to put a lot of you guys on the spot. Like not on the spot, but have you on as guests, like special guests. Like one of my buddies, I don't know if you call him. Well, I guess we are buddies. You know, he's been a customer for a long time. Scott Heister. He also appears in Doc Salem because he's a really creative guy. And whenever he gets commissions, like he never asks me to do like superheroes. It's always his characters. So I'm definitely going to be, I'm going to try to get him on. I'm trying to get Billy D. I'm trying to get all you guys. Like, you know,
Billy D?
Yeah, I want all these guys. Billy D. Williams, you know, the guy, the actor.
I was thinking of the 70s porn star Billy D.
Oh, they had a 70s porn star?
Yeah, 70s, 80s. Yeah.
Did he also star in Star Wars?
No, he's the guy that the Don Cheadle character in Boogie Nights is based on.
Oh, God. All right, cool. And yeah, Hex, I want you in there too. I know you haven't really gotten anything from me except, well, no, you got books. Yeah, you got books. Definitely, I want you to come on. You know, so I'm giving everybody a little bit of time. So if you need to get a mic or a camera or whatever you want to get, really all you need is your phone to come on into the chat. Well, I mean into the
check it out.
Yeah, that's the trade paperback. So
very nice.
Very thick.
Very thick.
Yeah.
You get a lot of comic for your buck. And it's good too.
Really changed those prices either for the
I forget who's the writer on this again?
What's that?
Who's the writer on this again?
Jesse Wabluski.
He's really good.
He's pretty good. He's I like his writing. To be honest, I don't think anybody can write Road Trip like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he takes a weird take and he has a lot of good twist in there too. You know?
Yeah.
Which
look at Nikki the badass Nikki the looks there.
Oh, let me put you on full screen and get
compared to because it's interesting to get the before and after. Like I don't know how many of you have read like Frank Miller's legendary Daredevil. I mean, shame on you if you haven't. Rectify that immediately. Rectify. You could see him like evolving. Like he starts out, he's okay, but he's like very much in like a standard style, and gradually you see him become the Frank Miller that the industry changing icon that he is.
Oh God, that shit was so bad, dude.
but like I said, it's not bad. Like it's rough.
Oh, it's bad. I mean, it's raw. Let's put it that way. Raw.
Yeah. That's a much better word, because that's the thing. It has style and it has personality. It's like I said. It has a rough charm. That's how I
just got Joseph Michael Linzer's Dawn, Cry for Dawn #1, right? And it was the first appearance of Dawn, and it was the first published work of Joseph Michael Linzer. And I'm opening it up. I'm like, oh, this is like, I mean, it's a very expensive book, And I was like, for me, I'm like, fuck it, I want to open it up and take a look. And I was surprised on, I don't want to say bad, but how not formed his artwork was in that book. Hold on, I gotta let my dog out.
That's all. That's all good. The pooch. Oh yeah, thanks. But yeah, check it out. You can really, that's what's cool about this. You can actually see Preston's art evolving. And that's always, I don't know, there's just something cool about that. And like I said, it's not like the really old stuff is bad. It's not. It's charming, but you really
Charming.
I know. Well, yeah, it's the only.
No, I like a lot of the
of.
artwork in there. Like I'm not against the artwork that I drew.
Right.
Like I said, a lot of that was done way before Devils was even done. You know, it was and like it just shows development. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like,
not at all. No, I'm saying that's cool. I'm saying that that's one of the things that that's unique about this book. That's very.
And that's Neil DeVox's work. Neil is an amazing artist. You know, he's really old. I'm actually trying to. I think I might try to hire him to do some work.
On one of the books. It's beautiful.
He's so fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So
and
buy the shit. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, I'm giving everybody a second chance.
Endorsed.
Next year, another book that's coming out in 2021 is going to be Rockabilly Road Trip Part 2. You know, and it's just going to be book 2. Like I'm not going to do issue 1, issue 2, all that kind of stuff. I think that's stupid, especially since Rockabilly Road Trip is self-contained issues. You know, you get a complete story from start to finish. And this one's going to be a little bit more than 24 pages. I'm shooting for maybe 42, 48, something like that.
Whoa, it's like double issue size.
Yeah, and
giant size Rockabilly Road Trip.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about doing another horror story in there on top of Road Trip. You know, like Tales from the Road or something like that. I don't know, but I think it'll give a little bit more variety to the mag.
Preston,
and also, yeah.
Can you finish like image, because I'm about to like.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's just making me feel self-conscious. And
yeah, I know, right?
While I was upstairs, I grabbed a little bite to eat. It's a veggie burger.
Let's watch Brian shove a veggie burger in his face.
Yam. Stuff it in my yam. Stuff it in my yam. I did it all for the cookie. The cookie.
The cookie.
So, but yeah.
So Rockabilly Road Trip Part 2 is coming out. It's going to be called Bootlegger's Breakdown. So that one's going to be about a hillbilly kaiju. I'm saying, and so that's the thing. You see, there's going to be off months this year, and the off months are actually coming up pretty quickly. Like once October hits, I don't think anybody's going to be running campaigns. I think everybody's going to go into a creative, lockdown. And Six Gun. What's up with Six Gun? Oh, Six Gun 8. Yeah, we're also putting out Six Gun 8. It's a busy year next year, dude. I ain't gonna lie. Like
it is.
Yeah. Brian's got it.
But that's cool. We're producing content. We're never going to be able to get to the point where, I don't want to say never, but let's face it, we're the current model. There's no way that we're ever going to be able to get like books monthly, bi-monthly, but quarterly is possible.
It's possible if we weren't handling everything ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be honest, like logistics eat up days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
And that's days I can be spending knocking out pages or covers and all this kind of crap. Like if I had somebody that was, like, hey, don't worry about shipping, packing, and all that kind of crap, I got it. The problem is that I don't trust anybody with that. I tried trusting my then fiance, and I went back and checked all of, like I just opened one at random, like untaped it and opened the Gemini mailer, and I realized that she was confused what was a trade paperback and what wasn't a trade. So I had to go back and open all the Gemini mailers and redo them, and I was like,
you gotta keep your woman in line there, bro.
Dude, I don't know what else to do. I'll put sticky notes on sample books so that you know which one.
So you're telling us is that your better half is not a comic book person.
She is not a comic, like, what would you call it? Like a comic enthusiast, I guess?
Yeah. Just a comic book fan. Not everybody is. It's comic.
No.
Comics aren't for everybody. That's cool.
Well, she's not into fantasy. She likes like real life stuff.
Like crime.
But then she likes watching like she used to like watching Jersey Shore and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, that's not real life.
It isn't. There's nothing real about reality TV. A lot.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like wrestling. It's all scripted. It's like wrestling, basically.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get her into the fantasy thing, but it's rough. But anyway, I had to redo all of that, dude. You know, so yeah, I mean, it would be great if we had a partner to go ahead and do a lot of the logistics, because logistics. Now I know what Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld were talking about when they were like, the problem with doing your own thing is that you have to do it all, and the only person that was responsible for it is you. So if another person fucks up, you can't be like, well, that's not my fault. She did it.
Yeah. And it's also, to a large degree, about the personal relationship with the customer. I think that's one of the things that works about this model, is that people know that they have direct access to us. And I know if somebody gets a book, if it's damaged or something, they'll contact me directly. I'll take care of it personally.
Yes.
Right? Like when I ordered the Requiem Vampire Night off of the Heavy Metal site, you kindly informed me that they were like these beautiful books for like % off, right?
Mm-hmm.
It arrived with a little crinkle right here. See, just a little bit of image.
Oh, you're a comic book Nazi.
No, but here's the thing.
I'm a comic book Nazi too, though. You know what I'm saying? So
well, here's the thing. I wouldn't be like, I'm sending this back. Send me another one, right? Personally, I know that if one of my customers got a book like this, right, with like a little bit of damage like that, and they weren't happy about it, I'd want to know, right? Because we're all about our relationship with our customers. We're all, I mean, what are we doing with an Indiegogo campaign? We're asking you to give your money basically to a stranger, and who's going to promise to give you a comic book like months from now. It's bizarre.
Well, what you just said about that is the reason why I'm so anal about the book. Me checking over the book, packing it in there, putting it in the plastic sleeves.
We do all that shit.
If I fuck it up, I'm responsible and I'm going to pay for it. Mm-hmm. But if I have if I just printed out $800 worth of shipping labels out, and more than half of those go out to the wrong people, or when they open it, they're like, this is great, but where's my trade, or something like that.
The Stealing Solo folks, like they had a disaster by going through like a fulfillment agency or something like that. So like none of them after that. No fucking way.
Well, I think even Ethan had a problem because people were getting like 5 copies of fucking Cyberfrog. They were like, "Do you want me to send this back?" He's like, "No, keep it." But they fucked up. But in the end, Ethan's the one that's got to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, the agency's the agency, but they're going off of your credit line. Like, they don't have the money to go ahead and do this stupid shit.
Yep.
So, and honestly and truly, I don't mind bagging it and boxing it and sending it off, because it gives me a chance to say, you know what, Hex is a good guy and he's always like rooting me on. Let me throw something a little extra in there.
Yeah. Absolutely. If I have like some convention leftovers, like little cards or stuff like that, I'll just throw that shit in there. And it's not like going to a bookstore or a comic book store and getting something off the rack. You're getting it directly from us. You're getting it directly from the people who are actually making the comic books.
Plus, I can make sure I signed all of them as I'm packing them. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting a signed copy.
I sign all my books. Like everybody, unless somebody tells me, send me a non-signed book, you're getting a signed book.
Yeah, I know, right? I think I fucked up because I think somebody did want, but I think the guy's local. He was the only one that requested a non-signed book.
You sent him another one. I mean, Frog, was it you? No, I think it was Joe Froggo? It was somebody.
Thanks, Froggy. Thanks, somebody. I'll see you at RGC, whatever.
Tell RGE that we said da da da.
I got to do a pinup for that dude, just to do it. Like he had to ask me to do it.
Hell
like,
yeah. Oh, and plug Six Gun Gorilla number 8 while you're at it.
Yes.
Oh, dude, I was
Is that
watching
book
you
still in
in
demand?
RGB
Is
stream.
Six Gun still in demand?
Yeah, man. I'm
All
at
right.
over 16K now, which is fucking awesome.
Let me pull it up.
Very fucking grateful to all you people that backed it.
Didn't you say fuck the fans of Six Gun? You said fuck those fans.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, dude, yeah, that was a private conversation. You know, this is a public conversation. You know what I'm saying? From private position. Do you understand the concept?
Yeah. How about keep that to yourself, motherfucker?
Yeah. But shit, man, we really do feel. I know I do. I know that Preston does. I know that a bunch of people, most people, I think, in this scene, really do appreciate our customers because you are letting us fulfill our dreams. You know, we can make these books without you, and you're giving us an opportunity to, hopefully make money, maybe even make a career out of this. But most of all, you're helping us get from project to project. You're helping us put out books. And let me tell you, man, making comic books, whenever there's like somebody in the scene, like the Grade Point 5 peeps, where they're like, hey, let's throw our hat in the ring. I'm always so fucking happy when I see that, because it's like we're inspiring other people to take that shot and throw their hat in the ring. And we have a beautiful thing here. I don't know if it's going to last. We'll see. I think it's going to ultimately morph into something else. What that's going to be, who the hell knows? We're just all.
Well, the thing you want to do is you want to create as many properties as possible and make them good and worth people's time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like right now, I think that's what we're doing. And I think that's what's keeping. I think that's what keeps comics going, like fresh and interesting. Like people are sick of Marvel and DC, because you got these people who grew up not reading comic books.
Yes.
And they're like, "Oh, it'd be cool." Let's make She-Hulk look like a dude.
dude, Daniel Kibblesmith,
sexy away.
Dude, Daniel Kibblesmith, or Kibbles and Bits, as I call him.
Kibbles and Bits.
This motherfucker, man, when he says like, "Oh, I remember as a kid seeing like the new
I was
Warriors,"
intimidated.
and there was this guy. And he was all Night Thrasher, and he looked too cool. They looked too cool for me.
Yeah.
Who does that? Who doesn't look at like the cover of like the old Byrne Austin X-Men and be like, fuck, I want to read that. That looks cool. That character looks cool. I want to know more about that dude or that chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're getting people that have no interest in comics, never have had an interest in comics, who are just look, getting their writers off of Twitter and their artists off of fucking Tumblr. How ugly is that fucking Tumblr art that you see in like Marvel and DC these days?
I don't respect a lot of those people, and I'll tell you why. Because they're using models, like they're using 3D models to do all of their artwork, or they're using the Greg Land method, where they actually just go in and trace the work. And I'm sorry, I just can't get down with that.
It's
you
lazy.
Want to know why everybody's work looks the same? It's because.
Yeah.
And then they have the nerve to complain when an editor's like, "No, I want you to change this." Well, that's going to take me all day. I'm like, no, it's not. You're going to erase one part of that. You're going to adjust your model, and then you're going to draw that shit in. Shut the fuck up.
You're doing that shit on a computer, motherfucker. You're using fucking Photoshop or some shit. Okay? The art is hot fucking garbage. As you were saying about that new Hulk, She-Hulk. Yeah, it's just like, dude, they took Big Barda, okay? Most people have.
Big Barda was hot.
Yeah, dude, she was my waifu. She was my waifu, okay? I'm saying as a kid, the hottest chick in comics, the one that I thought was like, god damn, Big Barda, okay? fucking 6-foot tall glamazon, legs that go on for fucking miles, and just fucking hot, right? The kind of woman that you'd look at and she could hurt me, right? and she was a super cool character. The relationship that she had with Mr. Miracle, who came up to here on her, was awesome and fucking sweet. You know, like you cared about these fucking characters.
Would that be a kink fetish or something like that? Like if I was like, hey, you know, I wish I was Mr. Miracle with Big Barda, or you know,
no,
I wish my old lady would wear like some really tall stilettos.
but no, it's only a fetish. It's only a fetish if you can't get off without it. That's the thing. And there's just like things that you like, right? Like thigh high boots on a naked woman. Like, yes, that does something for me. I'm a big fan of Jess Franco, man. Had a super hot wife. Her in like all of his movies wearing fucking thigh high leather boots. So if I'm wrong for liking that, I don't want to be right. But you know what they did with Big Barda? They made Big Barda Big Barda. They turned her into a fat chick.
Well, yeah, I know, right? Like a little bit. Like I don't know, fat? Did they really make her fat?
Yes,
like
she's
Big Barda.
Well, yeah, the picture that
really?
I saw.
No,
yeah,
I had no idea.
They put Wonder Woman like practically in a fucking burqa. Like literally no skin. Like up, even her throat, right? Had like a collar. Like you couldn't see any fucking skin whatsoever. So they're not even taking into account, you know what? Maybe chicks also would like to read these comics and be like, gee, there's like a fantasy figure that I can kind of like imagine myself being, or, you know, it's like, where did they get this notion that comic books are about reality?
Well, here's the deal. Like I like thick women. I don't like skinny women. I just can't deal with it. Like,
I know.
Not, you know, like thick.
I'm not a chubby chaser.
You know,
like substantial.
Yeah, and I'm like,
yes.
like my old lady, she's got a black girl butt.
Yeah. Dude, the culo. Oh my god, man.
We got to send a DNA test off on her.
she might be Puerto Rican. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god, man. I don't know if I've talked about this on other streams. I lived in a Puerto Rican neighborhood. Let me tell you, man, there are many. I'm shocked that I didn't get killed like walking into traffic living there, because the culo. God damn, man. But yeah, no, it's like they have to take every character now, every woman, desexualize her, right? Like Captain Marvel, she has the uniboob. Have you seen the uniboob that they're doing now? Right? They have to be like flat chested. They don't.
They're trying to limit boob socks or something like that, because they're saying the way an artist draws a woman, like back in the day, like John Burns and Arthur Adams and people like that. The way they used to draw women, it looked like they had boob socks, you know? Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Preston?
Nothing much, dude. What you up to? When you launching that campaign?
Taking a moment of silence for the... Yeah. Do what now?
What are you taking a moment of silence
I miss
for?
you.
Oh, okay.
The death of sexy women in mainstream comics.
Oh,
Amen.
Yeah, dude.
Amen, brother.
It's hard.
Amen. I'm looking for...
I don't see Brian, but I hear him.
Yeah. Well, that's because like
you walked off camera.
Well, yeah, because like a subject will come up, and I'll have to like go over to my comic books or my closet or some shit like that. And this is the only one I can find now. But I have a like old folio, right? Pinups, these prints of Paul Gulacy drawing Black Widow, right? Black Widow. That was my other waifu, man. Was Black Widow in Daredevil and Black Widow when they were like a team, and boning, of course, because you know, let's face it, Matt Murdock's like a playa. But what's up, Jerry? What's up, Jerry? Nice to meet you, brother.
Jerry's writing comics. That's who he is.
Oh, you're writing comics. Oh. Salutations, brother.
No, he's writing comics right now.
Oh,
No, I'm
okay.
kidding. I'm just-
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, you never,
That's
you never know.
that's my Twitter handle.
But anyway, right? Gene Colan, the way that Gene Colan would draw fucking Natasha, Black Widow, was fucking smoking hot. She would, this like super tight cat suit, right? That was like, of course, unzipped to show like a little bit of fucking cleavage and shit.
You mean back when she was a redhead?
Yeah, when she was a redhead, man, and she had long red hair. That's like, oh god, it's like you could never do that today, man. You could never do that.
No, and to be
People
honest, I never had a problem with the
connection
boob
fit.
socks. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it at all. Like basically, what you're doing when the rule was basically what you're doing when you draw a superhero is you drawing a naked, like somebody naked. Yeah,
Yep.
Male
And-
superheroes too, though, kind of.
It's technically naked people with body paint.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Now, I mean, I don't have a problem with some of the stuff they're doing nowadays with uniforms and stuff like that. It's just that they've been infiltrated by these people who are like body positivity. Let's make She-Hulk look like the Hulk with like mosquito
Like a
boobs
skinny
or something like
Hulk.
that.
Skinny Hulk.
Yeah, like the Hulk in a bikini.
Well, if
And
that's the
She-Hulk's-
aesthetic of the book,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cherry.
if that's the aesthetic of the book, that's one thing. But if you're just doing that because it's a political statement, it's different. If you're going for a certain look, it's one thing. But if it's just because misogyny,
Yeah, well,
Yes.
that's the thing is they're all, the comics are all written by activists. Even journalists now, comics journalists aren't like journalists; they're like activists. Rich Johnston from Fucking Cool is a fucking activist.
Yeah. No, he's always been. I think
Yeah,
like he jumped on the same bandwagon that Joe Quesada. And it's a good
Yeah.
thing Vinny isn't here. Vinny would be going.
oh my god, yeah, no, I mean, like they did a story on Six Gun when it first came out, right? And did, an interview and everything, and I thought like, okay, these guys are cool. And then like a couple months later, I start getting fucking like veiled threats in my Facebook where they're like,
Well, you kind of deserved it. You made him look a little too
I
masculine.
know, that's not my point. As Clint Eastwood says in Unforgiven, deserves got nothing to do with it. But it was just like, it was weird. I mean, I managed to Jedi mind trick. It was Dean Butters was the guy. Fuck him.
I remember this story.
Yeah. I like he's like, yeah, you're gonna have to shut up about SJWs, or I might have to cancel you. And I was like, first of all, I'm not even anybody, right? So like, what the right? Like,
did he directly say that to you?
Yeah, and well, I mean, it was like it failed. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't say it in the exact words, but basically said, "I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving you a chance. Like, either rectify, what
Rectify.
rectify your speech, right? Bend the knee, and fucking shut up about what don't stop saying the shit that you're saying, or I have to put you on blast." And I just Jedi mind tricked him and was like, "You're bullying me," which he actually kind of was. And it ended up with him apologizing to me because I just did a little mental jujitsu on him and turned his own SJW bullshit against him. Right? Seriously, it works. And he finally just went, "Okay, I'm sorry, I apologize, I didn't mean to." Right? And I didn't respond back. I will, say like, "I accept your apology," or "I don't accept your apology." I just fucking removed him and was just like,
Yeah, well,
that problem taken care of. But if they're doing that to
they're
a
eating
nobody,
each other
like,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
but go ahead, Preston.
No, I only had one experience with that, and it's when I came out and I announced my project was going to be a Comicsgate project. I had jobs lined up. I mean, it was all in kind of spec, I guess. Like I hadn't been paid yet or anything like that. And the guy was like, "Yeah," he posted it publicly. He was like, "Yeah, we're going to put off the release of blah blah blah." And I was like, "Huh?" I was like. And then he sent me a personal message. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that off for a while." I was like, Okay, because I'm thinking, I was like, well, you got busy or something like that, right?
Right.
So then I started thinking about it. I was like, this doesn't have anything to do with my post or anything like that. He goes, to be honest, when I seen the hashtag Comicsgate at the bottom of your project when you was advertising it, it was like, I just can't. I know you guys want to bring comics back to the way they were back in the 70s or something like that, but I just can't get behind that hate type of, And I was like, number one, I didn't come out as a comic skater. Like, you fuckers pushed me into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like I got accused of being a comic skater by everybody else because I was working with Chuck Dixon. I had no idea about all this political bullshit going on. And it forced me to take a hard look at it and be like, yeah, I'm cool with this.
Yeah. I'm a total fucking lefty. I did like 10 minutes of research. No, even like 5 minutes of research and discovered like, oh, the mainstream narrative about Gamergate is bullshit, right? So with Comicsgate, it was a little bit longer process because what I did was I hung out in the chats, right? And I just hung out and I kept waiting for the racist shit, right? And the sexist shit and all the vile crap that supposedly are the beliefs of comic skaters. And I waited and I waited and I waited and I was like, everything that people are saying about these folks is wrong.
Yeah.
Surprise!
If they only knew, like, the only thing we're really into is pro comics. Anything that's cool, we're going to try to get it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
anything that's cool. But that's the thing. We can't have cool art anymore. We can't have cool movies or we can't have cool comics. Can't have cool nothing. Because Daniel Kibblesmith looked up at, the comic book rack and saw Night Thrasher and felt intimidated.
Well, he created a safe space.
Oh, did you guys hear about that? They're not launching that as a monthly series.
That shit went in. They went.
Yeah,
that disappeared hard, dude. Like, all of those characters fucking disappeared.
Release it though. They have to. Otherwise, then they're bending the knee to Nazis. Okay.
Well, I think the Nazis are bending the knees to Nazis.
Right.
Because they're not releasing it because they're actually pissed off the SJW.
Well, they're releasing it though. They are, but they're releasing it as a trade paperback.
Are they? I thought they canceled the whole thing. I thought it was
no. They have to in order to face, right? Marvel, a lot of comics that nobody ever reads, right? Like they were flooding the comic shelves with the Marvel comic that nobody wanted right before the Captain Marvel movie came out.
Do you remember the Wednesday cover? The Wednesday covers? That was fucking stupid.
Ridiculous.
What were the Wednesday covers? I don't.
It was just a plain cover with New Comic Wednesday type of thing.
Really?
That's it. The logo and dude, the classic font that you get off fucking Photoshop. I don't remember. It was an impact font saying Wednesday, New Comic Wednesday.
Yeah, I've been
on all their titles on all the titles that month, dude.
So everybody,
up with all of this, dude.
Yeah, no need. Yeah, I mean, the last time I read a Marvel comic, it has to be at least 4 years. I think. Holy shit, man! I mean, nobody wants to read that garbage, including the people that demanded it and demanded changes. That's the thing. It's like it's so sterile. It's so void of life. And very often they're funny in a non-self-aware way. Like I have a millennial friend, right? He's like in his about 5 or so, and I had a digital copy of America Chavez #1, and he read it and he loved it, and I was like, he was like, yeah, man. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Oh, he thought it was a satire of an SJW comic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes. He thought it was a satire of an SJW comic, not an actual SJW comic. That's seriously, if you guys haven't
read
that,
that was the standard.
Yeah, I was like, this is comics now. But I'm telling you, man, definitely, if you can get your hands on a copy, gee, I'd imagine it would be in the fucking 50-cent bin, if that. Wow, a cringe on every page. On every page made me go, ugh.
So I've been looking at these, like some of these panels that they post now and then for promo, and it really looks like as if it looks like a 12-year-old girl was playing paper dolls in like a little dollhouse in these scenes, because they're so like straight on into the room, just straight 2-point perspective into the room. Characters standing there just straight facing each other, just side profile in every panel. They might have like one leg kicked out like this.
No, you're absolutely right.
Straight together.
The
Yeah.
artwork's getting worse. You know what I'm saying?
Has.
Like
It has.
There's all the artists that are supposed to be working. This is my philosophy anyway. I think all the artists that are supposed to be working in mainstream comics now are working for Comicsgate.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? Like, because they will not hire anybody that it's like there's a ton of artists that have talent in Comicsgate, but none of them are going to get hired because they're going to look. The first thing they're going to look at is their politics. You know, oh, you don't believe that, you know, this people should be on the cover of everything because they're not white, you know, whatever. You know, if you believe
Caitlyn Jenner is stunning and brave.
Yeah, I'll go in there and say like Spider-Man should be black and gay.
Yes.
You're in. That's it.
Yeah. Iron Man should be like a dwarf Eskimo albino.
Yeah, exactly.
Lesbian.
Yeah.
And you're hired. But if you don't believe that, you got to Comicsgate.
Alan Z. Well, that's the thing, man, is like in a way like we're people who are in exile, what's given a chance for people like me that would never even had a shot at the fucking industry. I sent Six Gun to Dynamite a couple of times and to a bunch of other publishers, just sent them the book, never even got a fucking rejection slip.
I mean, look at the kind of pussies they're hiring. You know,
my gosh.
You got fucking that King dude, right? Fucking Jay Lee.
He's he's a spy. That motherfucker is CIA. I'll tell you what, okay, we know the CIA is balls deep in the movie industry. That's a fact. It's an established fact. This came out from a FOIA request in 2017. Folks, look it up. We know that they infiltrated like the news media a long time ago. And I really believe this, and I could be talking out of my ass. I certainly do that sometimes, but I do believe that there was a meeting in Langley, Virginia, and the CIA orders, a bunch of CIA spooks were like, okay, like comic books are somehow a thing now, right? With like movies and everything, comics are a thing. Okay, who do we get to infiltrate to be an asset in the comic book industry? Well, there's that nerd Tom, that pencil pusher Tom. Like, you know, he has like a Wonder Woman action figure like in his cubicle. Yeah, let's get that guy. Something like that. It would not surprise me if he's still fucking working for this through the comic book industry. Does that sound too fucking wild, too fucking crazy? I mean,
well, let's put it this way. When Tom King did that and he had his post, it was like, Jay Lee's a piece of shit. He's a Nazi. I don't even know how you can be a Korean Nazi. Like, I don't even know how that works.
They're French Nazis, so.
I just don't get all racist. Like, he's a Korean racist Nazi. Like, fucking, what are you talking about? He's an Aryan.
Yeah. I'm sure the Aryan.
You're just making up words at this point. But anyway, like when he did that, and then almost immediately, like Renfrew jumped on board with all that shit, you know. And then, of course, because she's got to, right? And then you had this one little scumbag that went ahead and decided he was going to attack Peregrine. You know, he was going to attack the one picture in Peregrine and do that shitty thing where they take it and they deconstruct it. You did this wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look like a real person. This isn't an exact like representation of reality.
Now, I want you to understand his post with that was, "Hey Ren, look what I did. That's exactly that's almost exactly what he said. Hey, Ren, look at this. I just, just tore this apart or whatever. And I'm like, what a little fucking pansy. Begging for attention. Like, it's almost like your sister running over there and saying, Ma.
Yeah, they're snitches.
Shit like that.
Cancel culture is a snitch culture.
Yeah, but then when it happened to him, like when I went back and I was like, hey, you start throwing stones, you better have a solid game, dude. Not solid, dude, at all. And
never do.
Like he whined like a little bitch, and then everybody else was like, "This is bullying." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Calling somebody out on their bullshit. Yeah, calling somebody out on their bullshit is not bullying.
Well, I think I figured out their formula, right?
Yeah.
Attack, and then when you get attacked back,
you play the victim.
Play the victim. Say they're bullying me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, they won't let me attack him.
Oh, and what really got under their skin?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you noticed it, but when I put on there, I was like, dude, next time settle this shit in PMs because men don't act like this. They lost their shit when I said men.
You didn't say you should have said
in his thing. He identified with him. Yeah. I was like, I ain't doing that.
What are your pronouns, dude? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't speak.
Dude, they had 3 people that came out and they were like, men don't. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Dude.
If you can't tell about pronouns,
right into their craw.
The Hexal in the chat. He's like, you're on their radar now, Brian. Slightly. Fucking radar. I was jealous of Preston when he ended up on their radar. How am I not on their fucking radar yet? I feel like
that shit went away when I refused to reply to him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like it just.
That's right. Don't engage with them.
Yeah.
Hey, don't engage with them. That's the problem. Is the people that they're attacking give them power.
Yeah.
And you can't apologize. It's like, and they don't accept apologies. I don't understand why people apologize to them, because they don't accept apologies.
What I was thinking when Dynamite was when CG was, I seen it as an invasion. Like CG was invading Dynamite, right? Because all the SJWs were like, well, if they're going to work here, then I'm not. And I was like, okay,
Simone.
good.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? This is us taking back a little tiny piece of the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot. But it's a start. Every great journey starts with a single step. And this was our single step, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when the dude decided he was going to bend the knee and be like, well, I guess we're just not doing any CG books anymore. I was like, you fucking pansy, dude.
Yeah.
I saw it going
could have happened with that. Yeah, okay. All these people who don't buy comics wouldn't buy your book. And you would be the first CG mainstream company. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would have killed.
Oh, dude, you would have made a fucking fortune. But hey, go woke, stay broke, bro.
He would have gave us the ability to give cheaper books and have a distribution service. And have us working with licensed characters. But no, he had to bend the knee.
Well, if you make a decision, man, be a man and own it. You made the decision you made that decision, you made that agreement, go with it. I just can't stand that. It makes me sick. It really does.
It makes me sick too. You know what he is? He's a mangina. I'm sick of these fucking men. Look, if you want to be a mangina, hey, go. You do you, boo. Okay, but then don't look at me and expect me to start fucking acting like a mangina, because it's not gonna happen. I'd rather fucking die. I'm not bending the knee to fucking nobody. Fuck that shit, man.
No, you bend the knee.
like to Big Barda to stick my head up her skirt or something like that. Yeah, but that's the only way I'm bending the knee.
Get those knee pads in.
Oh, Jesus, man.
Well, the thing is, once you start doing that, whenever you approach somebody else and say, hey, I'm thinking about carrying your book, or somebody submits a book to you and they agree to carry your book, then it's always in the back of your mind. Well, if somebody says something negative about my book, then I'm going to be he's just going to drop me. So I mean,
People
it just,
are going to
trust
say
is gone.
stupid shit, though. That's what people
They
don't
are.
understand. Like, nobody's going to like your book 100%. Nobody's going to like Doc Salem 100%. Like, there's going to be somebody out there that just doesn't jive with, dude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
They're probably going to say shit about it. I
Right.
don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Preston, nobody ever said shit about Six Gun Girl.
I
Not
don't,
a
yeah,
single-
yeah, they
Not a
did.
single bad review. No, I did get.
Yeah,
I
I'm
created
gonna say
the other-
shit about it. I haven't got it yet.
The HUD or something.
Yeah,
No.
if Six Gun fulfilled, I guess nobody.
Really, Simon? See, Simon's just trying to wrestle my jimmies, and
Yes,
he
I
did
am.
it.
I'm
He did it.
just waiting for that. I know it takes
You're
a long
number
time
one,
by
bro.
regular.
You're
I know
number
it
one.
takes a long time by mail. Like, yeah, dude, it might take 2 months. For
Yeah,
it to
I'm
get
still waiting for my blood hunt, bro.
here. Yeah, should be coming in at the end of the month. By the end of this week or next week.
Looking forward to it because I was telling Preston before, it's a really good comic, and we are going to have so much fun with that crossover. Oh my fucking god, it's going to be great. Because I always feel nervous reading the work of friends, right? And I do consider you dudes friends. It's like you're just like waiting for them to fuck up. It's kind of like I have a friend who's like a news anchor on like Bloomberg, right? He's on TV every night. Can't watch him because I'm just waiting for him to fuck up. Right? And like, it makes me it makes me anxious as fuck. So when I opened Blood Hunt, I was a little anxious. And as I got further and further into the book, I relaxed more and more and more. And then once I found out what the book was really about, what you were really doing, I was like, okay. It's like settling into a hot bath. It's like we're golden. A lot of fun, and let me tell you, there's tons of Easter eggs in there. Simon fucks up a lot of comic skaters too.
Oh, does he?
Yep.
Yeah. I seen that he had the Umbrella Guy and people like that in there.
Mark Marianelli's 6 a.m. comics, his head just goes spinning. At one point.
Yeah, Drew gets chopped in half.
Yeah. People, CGers get fucked up in that book.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah. So we're definitely gonna have fun with that. But yeah, I mean, Metal Movies and Brewskis. Yeah, it says Dynamite had their golden ticket to a CG writer and artist buffet, and they tossed it. Yeah, well, that's how effective fear is.
Well,
but
Dynamite could have went from being a
I knew it was
mediocre.
gonna happen. It was just a moment of time, and you know, it's
A little
good
window.
thing it happened now than when there was too many people that got involved and had like long-term contracts and really got fucked. Because I always knew it that they would bend the knee like that way. Come on, how can you still have Mark Waid and Gail Simone working for you and not see that it's gonna happen at a certain point, especially when you know that they depend on other creators' IPs and you know the boys.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
let's
Well,
put it
and
this
all their
way.
movie IPs.
Dynamite
Yeah.
would have had the best looking books and written books in the industry if they would have went ahead and not been.
Yeah, they would have. That's
know
the
what I'm
thing.
saying?
Do
Like-
Gail Simone and
Oh, I
Mark
agree.
Waid really sell comic books?
Well,
No,
Gail
they
Simone
don't.
left after Dynamite canceled the deal, didn't she?
Yeah,
Am I-
she did.
Mhm.
So it's like, wait a second. That's like the opposite of the way a boycott is supposed to work, right? It's like when people were like protesting apartheid in South Africa. Okay, then there was like, you know, like whatchamacallit, a boycott, right? And then it's like, okay, then they lift apartheid. Okay, then you lift the boycott, which is to say, then you start doing business with them again, right? So Gail Simone was threw a hissy fit. And so they bent the knee, and then she still leaves.
Yeah, I got a theory about that. It's kind of like if you're married or if you have a steady, then like your partner wakes up in bed with you and they've had a bad dream about something you did and they're still mad at you. Like it was.
I do that all the time.
That's
Dude.
exactly what it's like.
Was
it's
he
like
good?
Dude,
Was he
dude.
good?
You know what?
What is your problem? Next time you decide to sleep with my brother,
Brother, I think you may I think you may have gotten it. It may be exactly that's a great analogy. Yeah, it's just the whole thing's just fucked up, man. But at the same time, what are they doing? The fact that they're committing suicide like this, that just creates opportunities for us.
Well, your boy Zach was ripping. I think it was Gail Simone that was doing it, like the Amazing Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
So they started bringing back these characters from the Golden Age. You know, a few of them anyway, like Daredevil, and they were doing
Oh, I remember.
They tried to bring back the Black Terror and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and the Shadow, and they had the masks, which was like a big.
Now I gotta be honest,
kind of
I read the Black Terror, but it wasn't recent. It was like maybe 5 years ago, you know, something like that.
I worked on Black Terror. It was part of the Heroes of the North series that I worked on.
Well, I worked on it too. I worked on it with Antarctic Press, you know, and it was supposed to be part of a Chuck Dixon thing and all that kind of stuff, but it never got work. I've still got the pages back here somewhere.
Cool.
But it was good. It was really good because it was like all these heroes come back from the Golden Age and they're all out of place, and then it got really violent, you know, and they had Alex Ross doing all the covers.
Oh,
I was like, dude, it was pretty heavy shit, you know, and I was like, dude, it was fucking badass. And then it all went to shit.
It really did.
You know?
And then you kept seeing like the beautiful, gorgeous, stunning Alex Ross covers, and you open the book.
That's how they hook you in.
That's how they hook you in.
You know, because the interior art was not Alex Ross
garbage.
Quality. You know, it was
not even close.
It was hot shit, dude. And I was like, and then you had Simone writing it. And let me tell you something. I've never read any of her work. And to be honest, everybody's like Mark Waid. I bought Kingdom Come because of the art. And from what I understand, it was kind of a ripoff from an Alan Moore submission, right? Like a script he submitted to DC that was turned down, called Fall of the Superheroes or some shit like that. And so I mean, all these writers, I'm not like, I remember like fucking, they used to have really good writers in comics, and then all of a sudden they just kind of disappeared. Like Jim Starlin to me was a great writer. You know, John Byrne was a great
Claremont.
Chris Claremont was a fantastic writer, you know. But I don't know, dude. Like, maybe the old guard, they were like, oh, those old guard sucks, you know, let's get rid of them. But they sold books, and they knew how to change the character up and then bring it back to where it originally started at, you know.
Do you remember
Walter Simonson? I mean, come on, dude.
One of the greats.
If they would have took his Ragnarok series and actually made that a Thor series, dude, come on, dude. That would have been the hottest selling Thor series ever, you know?
Yeah, it would have. Yeah, it would have. First of all, Simonson back on Thor. I mean, he has like what would you consider the definitive Thor run? You've got like the Stan Lee and Kirby, right? Yeah. That's the foundation. But it could be argued. You can understand people are going to have different opinions, but a lot of other people would say, no, it was the Walter Simonson run.
No. You know? Well, here's the deal. Like Kirby, dude, he made Thor, right? I mean, he did. Yeah. Literally, he created Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, those first issues, although they're dated, like seriously dated.
Yeah,
they're so fucking interesting, right? Because he introduces new characters, like you can feel the imagination just cooking inside those issues. And
they're
then because I got the first almost the first 100 issues of Thor, right? And they're fucking, and the only reason I got them is because it's all Kirby.
Right. Yeah.
But like after that, it was like this big dead period. Like they even had Thor versus Dracula at some point. You know what I'm saying? With Gene Colan doing the artwork. And it was good, but it just wasn't. And that's right before Walter Simonson jumped on board, right? And but it went through this big dead period where everybody was like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if it was like this like black hole of creativity. And then finally Simonson jumps on a scene, and all of a sudden it's back, you know, that mojo, that flow, because it's almost like he picked up where Kirby left off. Like you can cut every issue out from when Kirby stopped to where Simonson took up the mantle, and that's Thor. The rest of it's just garbage.
The brilliant move was getting rid of Dr. Donald Blake and taking the action back to Asgard.
Did you see the Ragnarok series that Simonson did?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, it's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He posted.
In
Yeah,
fact, that's kind of some of the inspiration, like the art he did in there. Like the first book, the first couple of pages are done in pencil, and they colored over his pencils, right?
Mhm.
And that's what I pitched to Mike. I was like, I want to do this. And I mean, we had to find a colorist that could do that. But yeah, dude, I mean, it was like fucking groundbreaking, that fucking those issues, dude.
yeah. I have to get that because I still haven't read it.
You got to, dude.
Is that a trade paperback?
I don't know, but I know Thor's
Yeah,
missing his jaw.
Yeah, you can. Technically,
know.
you can get the number 1, 2, 3 on Amazon. It's called Ragnarok. They're either in softcover or hardcover. You find them in TPBs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a TPB trade paperback.
I got 1 and 2. I still need to buy 3.
Yeah, because I know. I mean, when's the last time I went to a fucking comic book store?
I don't know. My comic book store now is Amazon.
Nobody carries the Thor Ragnarok series, at least from my experience. I had to get it online. Like none of the comic shops carried it. They're like, nobody really likes this. I was like, dude, it's the hottest selling book.
Dude, fucking George Perez, like left the industry, just quit.
Yeah,
was just like, yeah, I'm not.
Well, he's
I'm
going
not,
blind
I'm not doing
too.
that shit.
Like
oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's going blind. He lost sight in one of his
No.
eyes. Yeah, because he's got diabetes.
Oh
And,
fuck! Oh,
so
fuck.
that, and it was the combination of that, and he was getting too much shit from his from the editors, to kind of do things. They were making these weird changes and stupid shit. I think they actually drove him out, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too. But I remember him saying, I think in his statement, he was like, "Yeah, this just isn't fun anymore."
Yeah.
Like Preston and I mean, dude, we were talking like like a week or so ago, about like how much fun it is making comics. Like as you said, you can't be depressed doing this shit, right? It's fun. It's supposed to be fun.
You got
Holy
some serious
shit, we're
problems
making
if you're
comics.
depressed doing this shit.
Yes,
Saying, like-
yes. So I mean, you can imagine what it's like for. I think they've pushed all of the old timers out.
Well, George did. He had some serious problems with one of his eyes because I contacted him about doing some work for Road Trip, like way back,
Oh wow!
And he was already having problems with one of his eyes, and he said he was under contract with Marvel or DC or one of them, and he couldn't do. I think he was lying his ass off because he said, I can't do any other art because I'm under contract. It's like, you're fucking lying, but all right, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to. If you're offering him a job, he doesn't have to accept it.
Yeah, not at all. But yeah, but I was always a George Perez fan. Not of his old work, but the stuff he did with Future Imperfect. The Hulk.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking awesome.
That's
awesome.
That's where I was like, he drew every person on all 3 levels in a 2-page spread. I was like, this dude is crazy, dude.
The master of
Like,
detail, man.
He drew all the people in there, and he never skimped on them either. Like they're doing laundry and doing all this other crap.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
The
Wrong with this
detail,
dude?
the detail is insane. Also, the Avengers versus Justice League crossover, the one that Kurt Busiek wrote, like
I don't
that.
think that ever came out though, did it?
Yeah,
Like,
it did. Yeah. It's fucking awesome. His art in that is next level. That's one of the things that I love about Perez is I look at like his 80s stuff and it was like, yeah, okay, it's nice, but it's just like it was missing something for me, right? Like where I was like, yeah, this is cool, but he's not one of my favorites. But you can see it, how he evolved. Even John Romita Jr. That's a guy who
his storytelling is sick. Junior,
yeah.
Like, his artist ain't the best.
No,
but
and
dude,
he'd be the first to admit it.
Yeah.
And he's super humble too. He said like, yeah, I'm not that good of an artist. Like he doesn't have the same natural ability that his father had, but he was like, but I'm working at it. I'm trying. And I'm always working at getting.
You talking about George Perez?
No, I'm talking about
John Romita Jr.
Oh, I love John Romita Jr.'s work.
Yeah, me too.
I met him at the Fan Expo, right, with his dad, and I was showing him my portfolio. He looks at my stuff, looks at me, looks at my stuff, looks at his dad, looks at me, and goes, "What do you want me to tell you? What do you think?" He goes, "Don't steal my fucking jobs." What a big fucking smile! Yeah.
That's fucking great, man.
I didn't know how many people hated John Romita Jr.'s work. Like,
yeah, he's like a Liefeld when you think about
dude,
it.
no, like I talked to
The
a
way
couple
that
of people that
people
own comic shops, and they were like, I fucking hate his work. I was like, how can you hate his work? Like John Romita Jr., they did a
the
Thor.
storytelling is there.
Yeah, they did a Heroes Reborn series, right?
Yeah.
And John Romita Jr. did it. Like he did the first 20 issues or something like that. And that's the closest, besides Walt Simonson, that you're going to get to that magic Kirby had with Thor.
One of my all-time
Yeah.
favorite Daredevil is by him and Frank Miller. That Man Without
Yeah.
Fear.
That was bad.
Yeah.
I remember
Man
that.
Without Fear is awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I had the
Absolutely
dude that.
awesome.
How'd he load his bullets though into his guns? Because his guns were just like his body and shit. Like, did he swallow them or what happened to the empty shells? Where'd the empty shells come out?
That's a good question. You'd have to ask Frank
Yeah,
Miller.
he probably shoots kidney stones. So he eats a lot of salt.
But yeah, no, Romita Jr. is one of those guys like World War Hulk, right? You really got the feeling that these characters, like these iconic characters, were stomping across the fucking
Dude, there's
page.
nothing that dude can do that I don't
The
find
fucking
fucking
Warzone.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Warzone.
Like,
Yeah. And it was like, okay, this doesn't look like Kirby. It feels like Kirby.
no, I'm telling you, dude, you got to check that out. The Heroes Reborn series that John Romita Jr. did.
I
I'm telling
shall.
you, dude, it is fucking amazing, dude.
Well, I remember that there was part of Heroes Reborn that was
Not the Liefeld and all those Image guys, the shit they did. I'm talking John Romita Jr. did a Thor series where they never brought back Donald Blake, but they merged Thor with another guy. So they kind of went back to the Kirby type of thing.
Gotcha. Also, just like to go back to Simonson's Thor run really quick. Throg. Your day can never have too much fucking Throg.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking love me some fucking Throg. Did you see the Throg episode that they did of Ultimate Spider-Man?
No, I didn't.
Fucking great.
I don't know what you're
I gotta
talking
check it out.
Throg? Like, when Thor gets turned into a frog and like falls into like with this group of frogs and they're fighting these rats and
They
everything.
brought Throg back though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Like
Yeah.
Because they said a sliver of the cane broke off and
Yeah.
Throg
brought up-
found it and
Yeah. But that
it
was
turned into a mini hammer.
yeah. This was Pet Avengers.
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
Yeah.
Pet Avengers, which was Lockjaw from the Inhumans, Lockheed, Kitty Pryde's pet from the X-Men, and I think Speedball's cat, and Throg, of course, and I forget who. I think there was like one or two more, but it was great. It was like a really good all ages book. This was like when they were still making good comics. This is when Marvel and DC were like at their prime in many respects.
I don't remember JR doing a Superman book. You did a Superman book with Frank Miller?
Yeah, the
Did
year
you?
one, the
Check
year
that
one
out.
thing. Yeah, it's from the.
I-
It's a new thing that just came out not too long ago. You can find the trade paperback on Amazon.
No
No,
shit.
it's not really the writer he used to be. And this is one thing, I was never a Miller fan because I only seen his older work, like the newer work that he did. But Brian turned me on some of his older work. Oh my God, dude.
my
And let me
God.
tell you something, like
Electro Lives is amazing.
who did the Electro Assassin, the artwork on Electro Assassin? That was that
Sienkiewicz
wasn't
did the
Sienkiewicz.
covers.
Sienkiewicz.
That was it was Sienkiewicz.
The interiors too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did the interiors because I got to tell you, that's the first book where I was so distracted by the artwork that I couldn't read it.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because
Oh, dude,
the artwork changed. It was almost like a Sam Keith type of thing, except
Yeah.
two levels higher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he went from sketching one page to completely painting the next and doing all this crazy shit. And it all like blended together. But dude, I could not focus on the story because I was so captivated by the artwork. I was like,
Yeah.
this is fucking crazy, dude. Like,
Yeah. When Sienkiewicz first appeared, he was a very divisive figure. A lot of people were like, because the book that he started on was the New Mutants, and it was just a really abrupt. It was kind of like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, what the hell is this? Like you've never seen anything that looked like it before. And then gradually, you know, if you're familiar with Metal Hurlant and French comics, then you're kind of like going, oh, okay, this guy has just like a.
That's what it reminded me of,
style.
like that Electro Assassin. It reminded me of like a heavy metal book. You know what I'm saying? Like a magazine. And I was like, dude, this is insane.
Yeah, awesome work.
You won't see that anymore through Marvel though, because they won't take chances like that.
No, they won't. They won't. Instead, we get really crappy fucking Tumblr art. Hideous, man. Hideous fucking. Oh God. You know, that's like one of the things about a comic book is that it should be nice to look at. It should be aesthetically pleasing, right? It's a visual medium. Yeah, you're there for the story and the characters and all that stuff. But if you pick up a comic book and you open it and and the art makes you go, ugh, it's going right back on the fucking rack. Life's too short.
I'm saying, like when before everybody decided, hey, computers, we can go faster because we can trace shit. Like if you notice before then, everybody had their own style, dude. It was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you're going to make mistakes. Like nothing's going to be perfect. And the stuff that came out, even Bisley, you look at closely at Bisley's work, like the unpainted stuff, like his anatomy's not perfect, dude. Like when he does foreshortening, sometimes it's garbage, but he covers it up well.
He exaggerated.
Dude. Yeah. Neil Adams, great quote from Neil Adams. He said, style is everything that an artist does wrong. Yeah. That's a perfect example of that. Absolutely.
So you tracing these models and shit like that, it's not leaving any room for mistakes. It's not leaving any room for like real artwork. You're basically, you're not, you know?
It loses its humanity. It loses its character, you know?
You're as an artist, you're not defining yourself because every other artist out there is using that same model.
Exactly. Horrible. Exactly. That's one of the reasons why I started painting, is because I didn't want to, like, when I was doing cons, everybody was doing pen and ink. And I was like, I got to separate myself from all these people, or else I'm going to be grouped in with all these people. So I started painting. You know, I got back into painting, let me say, because I used to paint when I was younger. And it separated me. I found out I liked it a lot more. But if you look at some of the best people in Comicsgate too, like, I mean, EVS does everything by hand. He barely uses his pencil. Like he goes straight to ink.
Yeah, and, his art is like ridiculously detailed to the point where like it makes your eyes hurt.
Yeah, and then you got fucking what's this? Rob Willis. You know, Rob Willis does all this shit by hand too, dude. I mean, and look at Rob's work, dude. I dare anybody to say Rob work.
Yeah, he's the boss, without a doubt. Dude, we have so much fucking talent, man. And the canvases that you
except
do,
the Sim still works on a computer. I don't know what to say about it.
Oh, fuck you. I do everything.
So, Simon's multimedia. I can't wait to see some of your 3D shit, son. Because we know that you studied that in school.
To be honest, I can't wait to do more original stuff. I want to get back. Like I haven't done paintings and anything of those shit like in a long time.
It's liberating, dude. Plus, you open up a whole new income. Yeah.
Simon told a awesome story. I hope you don't mind me sharing. Go like this if you don't want me to share about your daughter.
Do that.
Your daughter coloring one of your pieces, right? She was inspired by, I think, Kelsey Shannon.
No, she was inspired by a Critter. She saw the Cyberfolk colors. She's like,
there you go. Yeah, color.
I want to do that. I want to be your colors. And she, and she
your daughter. Your daughter.
Yeah.
She's not really my daughter, but she's like my bro's daughter. But she calls me Mr. Mom, so she's like my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I have my 2 boys, and he has his 2 girls, and you know they're like all 4 of them are my kids. So.
You're like the Brady Bunch. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh man, I just remember how thrilled you were. You were like, just.
Dude, it's amazing that
proud papa.
They all have their own dreams, right? But it's weird that you know what they say, that sometimes that you don't need blood to be that close. That the one that's like me the most is her.
Yeah.
Like Logan looks like me, acts a bit like me, right? But he doesn't have the same, she does. She even she's like really me.
There's
that's beautiful.
that happen when you're growing up that spark that talent. You know what I'm saying? That like there was a certain chain of events that happened when I was growing up that forced me to do what I do now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and that made it an obsession. And I
Yeah.
think that happens with a lot of people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, art saved my life. I wouldn't be here without art. I wouldn't be here without horror movies. I wouldn't be here without comic books. I wouldn't be here without some of my favorite heavy metal records. You know, it's just like art makes life livable. It wouldn't be life. It wouldn't be livable without art. It really would. You know, I think one of the jobs of the artist is to alleviate pain, and you know, sometimes if like me, and you're like,
I've
horror,
always said this, and it was said by somebody way wiser than me. I just can't remember his name, but he said art drives society. The artist drives society, whether it be music, literature, or like art, like painting. But the problem with what's happening nowadays is society is trying to steer art. And it doesn't work that way because society can't inspire the artist. The artist has to inspire society to do better or create, or whatever.
And this is why all of the mainstream comics now are so sterile. That would be the word one word to describe contemporary mainstream comics: sterile.
Well,
there's
exactly.
No life. There's no life there.
Because you got politicians, political beliefs trying to steer art, and that there's no way that's not something that can stand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just can't. There's that.
Yeah, but
it's trying to put water in your gas tank.
Yeah, but on the art side, you have a lot of snob people that say that digital art ain't art, right?
Yeah, that's the same people who say comics weren't.
That rap isn't music. It's like my father was like, when he heard rap, he's like, "That's not music." I'm like, "No."
He's trying to dig at me. That's what he's saying.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
That was just a pun at him. Yeah.
I think it's the.
To be honest,
Simon. I think it's the grassroots art that really drives culture because all this stuff springs up from the bottom, and then the big companies like Marvel and DC, they're not going to pick up anything that's successful, and they see that it's got a following. And same thing with Hollywood, they basically just take what a smaller artist does and then they expand on it. So I think that it truly does drive culture, and it's the grassroots.
We're experiencing that right now, and they don't expand on it. They try to steal it.
Yeah.
or
just straight up destroy it.
Yeah.
We pitched Road Trip to a ton of those people, and they're like, "No, this is get on a phone and get."
It's problematic. It's problematic. There's a lot to unpack there.
We got some legal problems.
Let me tell a story about what happened to me, and it kind of explained what's going on in the mainstream comics. So it was July the 4th. We lived on 4 acres, and I had a hill behind my house. The kids, 11 and 12 years old. The next day, they got some bottle rockets. They wanted to go out there and shoot bottle rockets. So I'm like, cool, me and your mom was going to sleep late. So I had some double doors that looked outside over that hill, and everything's dry. Remember that. And I was laying there in bed. My daughter came in. She said, "Daddy, the field's on fire." So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go outside, and there's this fire. I'm just going to stomp it out, whatever. So I open those double doors, and I look out, and like, the field is on fire. I'm like, oh, my God. We got and she's like nonchalantly when she came in, she's just like, "Hey, Daddy, the field's on fire." So.
Dude, that happened to me. When my daughters were growing up, they come running through there and they're like, "The house is on fire, fire, fire." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I go in the room and they had a blanket stuffed in a closet that was right next to a light bulb in the closet. It was smoking. And I'm like, "You almost burned the fucking house down." I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you people?"
But what happened to us was we called the water wagon, right? But it's going to take a minute. We don't want this fire to spread on. My neighbor's got pine trees, which is a big commodity in the South. So we don't want to spread over there on the pine trees that he's got. So we grab these blankets, we dip them in this like above ground pool we got, and we're like running across the field. And we're trying to put out this huge fire with these blankets, and we get a little bit put out here, but then we run over here, and there's another. It just flamed up again, and I think that's what's happening with the mainstream. See, they're trying to squish all these fires that are Comicsgate. They're trying to keep them pressed down so that it don't take over, and it just burns up the whole industry. So they're running.
People coming over too. It's like
I know.
They're like, you can't produce because you're not doing this right or whatever. Like you got Dan Frega. Dan Frega's like, fuck you guys. I'm going over here. I'm gonna produce one book a year and make more than what you're going to pay me for 10.
And Fraga is fucking awesome, man. I love that dude. He's like,
well, you got a couple more. I'm not going to mention their names, but there's a bunch more thinking about coming over. You know, and including a certain Spider-Man artist, you know, and I'm not talking about McFarlane, you know.
No, obviously.
But actually, I met this guy.
You're talking about Mark Bagley?
No, not Mark Bagley, the other guy.
Just say the name then if you're whittling it down.
I didn't know Mark Bagley was thinking about that. Is he?
We're just gonna throw out like Spider-Man artist names until we like get the one that you don't.
No, I'm not going to mention because I know him.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, keep throwing out names.
I want to get from him, but he had this. He's all into the Golden Age superheroes.
Me too.
I seen him at a con, and he was like, he had this picture of Amazing Man, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's the most incredible like model sheet ever. Like he had the heads and all that, you know, 2 different poses. I was like, how much? He goes, $75. I was like,
what?
It was a bad show though, right? So I couldn't get it. So the next time I seen him, I was like, I want to get that Amazing Man piece. It's like, it's not for sale. I decided I'm not selling this. I was like,
wow. Oh, mother. Oh,
I did get a black bat from it, but dude, I mean, I really want that Amazing. So I went to him. I said, look, you're eventually going to sell me the Amazing Man piece. So I bought a couple of books from him. I was like, the change was like $1.50, right? I said, keep it. That's a down payment on the Amazing.
That's you're like not so subtle way of saying that shit's mine.
Yeah, exactly. That was the same show where I got to hang out with Jake the Snake.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Did you end up getting it?
No, not yet. I'm whittling him down, dude. I'm whittling him down a little
bit. You got $1.50 of it.
Right.
But he can't sell it to anybody else because I already put some money down.
Exactly. It's like optioning a screenplay. Oh man, genius move on your part.
But I think a few years from now, with everybody's books coming out and me and Simon working like dogs to get these, I think.
Hey, me too, man.
Yeah,
me too.
yeah. And Brian, I think we're going to be a lot more. We're going to be a lot better off, say mid next year. Because we're going to have the Doc Salem crossover out. We're going to have Doc Salem 2 out. I'm sure Simon's going to have a Blood Hunt 2. You know, we're going to have the non-Devils going. And I told Brian, I think we're going to go maybe 48 to 72 pages on non-Devils to go ahead and make it a nice, good read for the first book. Yeah.
Let me tell you, that is a nice big sandbox that you've given me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have fun in that motherfucker. Let me tell you right now.
And as far as the old non-Devils,
yes, folks, you too can procure for your comics library. Oh, I mean, dude, how many of these do you have? Like the metal covers?
I only got 2 left. Like that's what I'm saying. I think they're all gone too. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. So yeah, I'm almost halfway there. So to 1,000. It's at 395. So that's not bad considering like it's only been an hour.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you shall make it. And times are tough now. You know, I had a bunch of people. I feel
the metal covers are gone. They're done.
Oops.
I mean, I just want to precise one thing. I'm not planning on going back to Blood Hunt for at least a year, unless just that crossover there.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bunch of other books I want to do. Tequila Moonrise, that's big on my list.
I got to read that one.
Oh, dude, please. I'm going to have to come over there and strangulate you until you do. But first I want to finish Six Gun because I've got like literally 3 issues to go.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Me and Brian are coming up with another Western, and it's not. Let me see if I can explain this correctly. Like, it's not going to be your typical Western. It's going to be very
weird,
like American Gothic type of Western.
Yeah.
It's going to be definitely infested with like folk and legends and shit like that of not just the old West, but old folk tales and shit like that. Like skinwalkers and all that kind of crazy.
And it's going to have the feel of one of the horror spaghettis. There was a subgenre within like the Italian Western that I refer to, other people refer to as the horror spaghettis. Because what you had was, in the Italian film industry, directors would direct whatever genre was hot at the time, right? So the way the Italian movie industry was, it's like they were like peplums were big, like Gladiator movies and Hercules movies, right? That's all they made, like 300 of them in like a span of like 2 years, right? And then they were doing horror movies, like gothic horror films, right? That's all they made for that period. And then they started making Westerns. And that's all they made for like a couple of years. And then after that was crime movies, and it was horror again. But within that genre, you had directors that were coming off of horror films and going into doing Westerns and directing the Westerns like they were horror movies. And that produced some really, really cool, really, really interesting movies like Django the Bastard and God Said to Cain. They're like, they're so good. And that's kind of like the feel I'm going to want to give this thing. But then Preston, of course, is going to do his thing. And we're going to dive into American folklore and all of these monsters that you've never heard of.
Now, the Western, also have to say this, the Western is going to kind of tie into Non-Devils too. And
certain character,
one of the characters in Non-Devils is going to be the main character in the Western, even though it takes place insanely far in the future. I'm talking about Non-Devils takes place insanely far in the future, so everything's going to tie together pretty tightly with all of that. And that's one thing we're actually building worlds here, dude.
Yeah, we are.
So, yeah. And Simon's going to give us his Vince character to go ahead and add to that world.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Oh, that's going to be, oh God, man. Once I get you guys into like a story conference, we start bouncing fucking ideas around. Oh, we're going to have fucking fun. That's just going to be that's going to be a fucking fun book, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Metal. Tequila Moonrise. That's my Luchadors versus Monsters.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
yeah, I think I want to do that. I'll read over it. We'll take a
the
look
best
at
part is we're gonna have to make two guys that will hate the fuck out of each other.
Yes,
but we're gonna have to make them work together because one's a hero for hire and the other one's a monster for hire.
Yeah. And
total fucking opposite.
and once again, Simon, give me the signal if I'm telling too much. But what I loved about Blood Hunt is I started and I was thinking, oh, this is going to be like your typical redeemed assassin story. Nope. No redemption arc for Vincent.
No, he's an assassin.
He's an assassin. He's a bad guy. He's a fucking killer.
Yeah.
He gets vampire powers. He's like, this is fucking awesome. I could be even better at killing people.
Hey, I want to, before it's getting close to close out time.
Yeah.
But I want to get Brian, because this is going to be new to me too. I have no idea what he has in store for Non-Devils 2021. Why don't you give us a little rundown of what, at least a hint of what you got planned for that? Yeah.
Okay. Basically, it's going to be how do I best describe it? It's definitely going to have sort of a French feel to it. By French, I'm talking about heavy metal hurlant, that sort of a thing. It's going to be bloody. There's going to be nudity. It's not going to be smut. It's not going to be porn or anything like that. But this is definitely going to be a adult-oriented book. It's going to have a really strong horror element. It's also going to have a science fiction element. It's part Escape from New York. It's part Paradise Lost. That's in fact one of the books that I've been going back to, and which I've read at least 4 or 5 times. I mean, my copy is falling apart, and the notes and everything. That's one of the reasons I was psyched to work on this project, is that it's about a post-apocalyptic world, and apocalypse meaning biblical apocalypse. Except, does everything have to be exactly as it was prophesied? Nope. Here we have the hosts of hell, Lucifer's generals, going against him and saying, you know what? We're sick and tired of just waiting. Like, there are all these proxy wars going on Earth, right? The endless fight between good and evil. People always, one being the avatar for good, one being the avatar for evil. Fuck that. We're going to go upstairs and we are going to invade Earth like an alien army, which is exactly what they do. And the story mainly opens with that apocalypse, which isn't going to be like any kind of apocalypse that you've ever seen before. It's going to be very fucking metal. It's going to be gory. It's going to be fucking scary. And then the story jumps forward 15 years in time, and we meet up with a character named Fane. Fane is basically sort of like a post-nuke barbarian. He's a guy who grew up in that world where, the cities have been reduced to rubble. The majority of the human population has either been slaughtered or enslaved. And, we'll get into his origins later on, but when we meet him, he's basically a barbarian. Craven the Hunter was one of the characters I was thinking of, although he's a very different character. Of course, how the hell is he going to fight the 9 devils, that is to say, the 9 princes of hell that are ruling over the world? He's not going to be able to do that himself. What happens, I'm not going to give everything away, is that he bonds with a spirit named Azazel. Azazel was one of the Watchers. The Watchers weren't fallen angels, they were descended angels. They were angels that it says in the Book of Enoch, and if you're like me, that's what's weird thing. I've read all of this stuff years ago, and so I know this shit, and it's coming in handy. The Book of Enoch is what's known as the Apocrypha, stuff that could have ended up in the Bible but didn't. It tells the story of angels that came down to Earth, led by Azazel, who mated with human females and begat the Nephilim, who are a race of evil giants. And that's the reason why the flood was sent. And so I'm going to work all that stuff in. I'm going to have basically, I'm a Christian, but I'm going to be playing with this Christian mythology like it's mythology, like I'd be working with Greek mythology or Norse mythology, and just freaking having fun with it. But yeah, Azazel. I don't know if you want to. If you want to show us a little hint of what Azazel is going to look like.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. The I got to get this thing organized.
It's pretty cool, the role reversal where instead of the devil turning against God and then taking a legion of angels to make demon stuff, and then you've got the same thing happening to the devil, is where his generals go against him, and
exactly.
That's a cool concept, man.
It is. Preston's idea is something I just could absolutely run with. There's a little peek. There's a reason, by the way, why his eyes are covered, and that will be explained. What happens is that Fane and Azazel sort of bind the way that Jason Blood and the demon Etrigan bind. That's the best way of explaining it. That's one of the big influences on the book. Also, is Jack Kirby's The Demon, and basically, Fane is going to fight evil with evil, because he himself, just by himself, he can't defeat a fallen angel, but a fallen angel can defeat a fallen angel. Yes. And so they form this symbiotic relationship that is tense, to say the least. And they embark into this world of dark fantasy and dark adventure. and there's going to be really colorful characters. There's going to be Zeppelin battles. There's going to be gladiatorial combat. There's going to be I don't know how sick I want to get with the depravity, because they're going to be the rich live in luxury, right? There's a ruling class and on Earth after the demons take over, which is to say, they're the people that served evil knowingly, and the people that served evil unknowingly. They're both rewarded with like elite status, and the rest of humanity is basically is just garbage, dirt. Although they do round people up and use them for entertainment in what are known as their pleasure domes. And so you have like these new major cities. You have New Sodom, for instance, New Gomorrah, and these are party towns for these human elites. And there they can go, they can orgy, they can torture people to death. They can watch gladiatorial combats. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna see how like
this is going to be epic.
It is. It's gonna be epic in scope. This is a really big world, and it's gonna have really big characters. It's gonna have a heart to it. Well, it's not just gonna be nonstop dark, because if you go that way, you create something that is going to be unbearable at a certain point. Even Berserk, as dark as Berserk gets, you have Puck, you have some comic relief, that sort of thing.
That beat.
Yeah, and the art's going to be absolutely killer, as you can see. There's the Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have a thing for Zeppelins. This would be. This could be. Oh, dude, you're gonna have so much fun doing Six Gun number 8 then, because there's a Zeppelin. I knew when I did a comic called Six Gun Gorilla, I had to have a fucking Zeppelin in there someplace. But yeah, getting a little. Ooh, well, that's another project. Looked badass though.
But
so yeah, he's Tyranno de Celio.
Yeah, but that's all going to be redone. I want to do every character. Like, you got to understand these characters. What does that sound at? 2013. So that's, dude, that was a ton of years ago. Like, I think I can do better now on character designs than what I did back then. The only character design I'm actually keeping from that original series is going to be, this one, the Sister of Mercy, because I've always dug that.
Yeah. I really dig them too.
The Cyber Warriors might get a little bit more darker, like a little bit more like body modification type of body dysmorphia type of thing.
They need bigger guns. I'm thinking cybernetic guns like welded to their arms or something. We'll figure it out. But yeah.
And obviously we got to have a mechanical cybernetic spider person. This is one of my favorite characters. I want to. Like, this is
he's in there. He's in the first 14 pages of.
This is a sketch from 1996. So this is super old, but I came up with this character while I was in high school, and I was like, that'd be fucking awesome, dude. And then, I mean, now what he reminds me of is Grendel Warchild a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because he's got that fucking, like, he's not a sword, he's a battle axe. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Like, yeah. There's nothing subtle about him.
Yeah, exactly. And he's I'm going to have so much fun messing with that character. And
dude, in my script for the revamped version of this, I've got him like riding a trike on I think page 5. Yeah. So, because that's the other thing too, is when I'm writing something like this, which is Preston's baby, I want to make sure I'm giving him a lot of cool shit to draw. I want to make sure that he's having fun with this. So the way that I work is I write the script, more like create certain scenes whole cloth, take some of the scenes that Preston did, throw those out, other ones rewrite, keep some stuff, move shit around, and try to get it to a place where we're both going to be really happy with it.
And this is the demon Azazel right here. This is the one that Brian's talking about, like the one with no eyes.
Well, he's punished by God, and entombed in stone, and which is when we meet him, he's trapped in that stone. And he wasn't really exactly a demon because, like I said, he's not a fallen angel; he's a descended angel. But he was punished. The Watchers were those angels that came down, mated with humans, and God's punishment to them was binding them to the earth. He didn't send them to hell. He was just like, okay, I'm going to encase you motherfuckers in stone, and people are going to know, why you're referred to as the Watchers.
Yeah, but
that's what they do.
His body is completely mutilated. Like, as far as his face is completely mutilated. He got wings. I mean, his wings are chopped off. Like, that's one of the things I love about this character.
Yeah.
You see pain when you look at him. You know what I'm saying? You not only see power, you also see a lot of pain. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And basically, he's going to be fighting on the side of good to get back into God's good graces.
Yeah. Kind of. Sort of. I'm kidding.
Or is he?
Is he?
Maybe he might want some of that power for himself, huh?
He's going to be fighting like Spawn fights for the power.
Well, I mean, also what I like about that character design is that he's not beefy; he's sinewy. So when you see him in a fight scene, he's not gonna do Hulk type of shit. He's gonna be more like a jiu-jitsu fighter.
Well, he's got more of an anime type of look to him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I was heavy in all that shit back then. And this is one of the soldiers of the Non. This is a Dreadnought. Yeah. And I'm like, everybody knows I'm a Predator fan. So, but I created this way back then too, like in '96. So this is old characters that I'm kind of bringing back because I can't let them go. I got the pages I got to scan and send them to you, Brian. Like this shit.
Oh, please, dude. Please.
Yeah.
One of the things I asked Preston for was I was like, dude, start like drawing demons. Start coming up for ideas for demons, because of course we're gonna have to have those 9 demons. And part of me is like, are we gonna know them in that first issue, all of them, to sort of like so people get little glimpses of them and maybe want more? Or do we just let them appear as the series goes? We're gonna figure that out.
Yeah. I think it's going to be awesome. And to be honest, I don't know as much about this new series as Brian does. We never had that talk before the show to go ahead and say,
yeah.
What you got planned? Okay, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, what I'm going to do is when I finish the draft, I'm going to send it to Preston, and Preston's going to rip me a new a-hole and let me know what's wrong with it, and I'll go and tinker with it until I have it just right.
But it's a little past 2 hours, and I know I'm a pussy, but I got to get some work done so that I can get to the new Non-Devils.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
you're not working while you're streaming?
I can't write while I'm streaming. That's for goddamn sure. Y'all can draw, but that shit don't work for a writer.
No, I got to be in a certain headspace to do my best work. So
yeah, man.
And streaming isn't that a headspace.
No, it definitely isn't. Preston, did you see that Florida Man illustration that Simon did? While we were talking with Mike Barron and
I never got to finish watching it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
Yeah. Simon, do you want to bust that piece out real quick?
It seemed very interesting. Like the way he described Florida Man, I was like, this would be cool for a Rockabilly Road Trip Florida Man crossover.
Yeah, it
there you go.
Yeah, it would.
Just a quick little thing I did.
Oh, that's cool. I like the perspective.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just did this like over the space of 50 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, needless.
But dude, it's a rough. Like if you zoom in, you see how rough it is.
Yeah. But it's still pretty badass just for like a sketch that you did off the cuff.
And
a little Nat the Merc. People sign up for the Nat the Merc mailing list. Or use
is that new pages? Or is it an old project?
Oh,
it's new pages.
Now, is that a tattoo? That's his chest hair, isn't it?
That's his chest hair.
High tea.
That's gay. He shaves his chest hair.
No, he doesn't shave it. It's like that.
Hold on, I gotta get this right.
Yeah, this is one of the new page because Tales from the Nadverse is technically, half the pages is like the 3 stories that was printed before and new stuff. So nice. Number 2, I'm already working on that one too.
Oh, fucking awesome! Really looking forward to that sign.
So you're probably putting all this out before you get back to back to Blood Hunt, right?
Yeah, I'm actually planning on having Tales from the Nadverse 1 and 2 out. Hellzone. There's gonna be Nat the Merc coming out, which is a series its own, because that's just the world building of it. That's why it's called Tales from the Nadverse. Because my plan was always to go like from one short story to another. Right? It's introducing different characters from that verse, and that's what I started before in the magazine Zidara 9. Right? So that's what I'm bringing back. I rewrote the dialogues. Right? So it's getting re-lettered, and for the new stuff, well, I got. The letterer. I got Steve Dye as the editor.
Hell yeah!
I got Scotsman to color the Nat and Zed story.
Oh,
and he's gonna be the main color artist for the Nat the Merc series.
Oh hell yeah! Oh dude!
And Michael Beacon is doing the Royal Rumble, and he's gonna be the ongoing like colorist for Tales from the Nadverse and other projects.
Nice.
Fuck yeah! Oh dude!
Yeah, you got a good team.
Ringers, brother, ringers. That's awesome.
Oh, dude, I'm freaking happy. I got 2 solid colors that can color my shit.
Well, you know what they say: new makes for a bad book.
oh boy, yeah. Preston and I had this discussion. Names shall not be named. But oh man, can't wait for that.
You got a good team.
Yeah, and also, aren't you doing, I think, like a 4-page backup story for Lost Pages?
Yeah, I'm starting that as soon as I'm done with this page here.
Okay. Is it cool if you show us that? No, I'm sorry. No, that was Preston. I think
No, I'm not showing nothing. I need to start doing the layouts. All that's done. It's the concept art, and I'm not showing the demon form.
That's all good. That's all good.
No, I got to do stuff for Oliver's a lot quicker than I gave him credit for. I got to knock out some 3 nights pages over the next couple of days.
I need to work on the script for 9 Devils. I should have a finished draft of that hopefully sometime this month.
Yeah, and dude, I'm not planning on going back to Blood Hunt for at least a year or 2.
Wow.
That's fine. That's
no, but it's made to be that way, dude. Trust me. When you read it, it's made to be that way. Like I planned it to be like a movie that ends in a way that you want some more. You want a sequel, but you'd be okay if it stopped there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You want a sequel.
That's exact, dude. That's what you went for. That's exactly what you nailed.
Sweet.
And, the one thing that we had that we got to do though, we got to get together and have a story conference.
Yes, we do.
and maybe
around in the fucking chat.
Have a little herbal refreshment or something, and just bounce shit off the wall and see what sticks.
I ain't got time for that shit. I got people riding my ass like
that. It will happen. It's just we all need to get some shit done because to actually get the best story out, to really do it, we need to be like, okay, let's do this, all 3 of us. Like we have to be on the right side of mind.
Absolutely.
Well, since Brian's writing it, I'll just say we'll let Brian do a draft, and we're just like, okay.
Yeah, but I think he needs to ask us some questions first.
No, I'm sure
that's why he wants to do a brainstorm.
Well, here's the thing: if I sit down and I just belt out like a script, That's fine. Nothing that I do is etched in stone. We could like crumple up the whole script and toss it. Do you know what I'm saying? And start fresh, and that wouldn't bother me, you know? Because you guys know me. I'm not about fucking ego. It's about the finished product. It's about the fucking book.
Yeah,
But do
That's
you
all,
need,
that's all I care about.
like, what would you need? Like a character profile, like psych profile or something like that, to be able to say he would do this to get into
Oh.
that headspace. Like,
You know, I don't know, because I can always contact you guys as I'm writing it and be like, yo, Preston, yeah, like, what about Elizabeth Frankenstein?
yeah, and he has his book there too. He has my book already.
Exactly. Right. Simon, what about Vincent's childhood? You know, was he a protege of some master assassin? Who was it that taught him? Shit like that.
Mhm.
You
no,
know?
I get it. I totally get it. And plus, like you said, it's the internet. We're only like
Yeah. And the thing is, the plot.
a click away.
I mean, I could just come up with the random plot, but I'd rather if the plot has something to do directly with these characters. You know, that there's although then again, of course, remember, ultimately this is just going to be a jam piece. It's going to be fun as fuck. When people that's the key word. The keyword for Nine Devils is more.
Yeah.
Right? More action, more horror, more nudity and violence, everything, right? And the keyword for the Doc Salem Blood Hunt crossover is going to be fun.
Yeah, and I think the magic is to try and find that link. Like they have to have at least one link, you know.
All I'm saying is,
I need to
Gun
get that
Kata.
sample page from Sim. So that, because I'll be honest, I hate doing layouts. Like as far as like thumbnails on pages to see what a page is going to look like.
Mhm.
But
So I'll be
need
doing
'em.
I'll be doing the rough pencils, and he's going to be doing the finished art. So we're pulling a
exactly.
Capullo and
That shit should work. It
McFarlane
should go
thing, yeah.
quick, dude. Like super quick. You know
If you
what
want
I
an idea for a promo piece, I'm thinking Doc Salem and Vincent, Gun Kata. You know,
mean? Oh, that'd be
Like,
awesome. Yeah, like I
right?
remember that. That was a
At the end
badass
of,
movie, dude.
Yeah, the end of Equilibrium, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like,
you mean a bit like the fan art I did?
yeah. Where
Yeah.
it'd be
Well, you ever seen
basically like
Equilibrium?
Gungar with a
Sam?
pistol, with pistols.
Sim, you ever seen Equilibrium?
Of course I did. It's one of my favorite movies.
Me too. That's
So
what I'm saying. Like when you said Gun Kata, I was like,
Two
no, we
words,
got to do
Dude,
that.
when
That's funny.
trust me,
Gun
you'll notice it when you start you start reading my Blood Hunt, dude.
Yeah, because I'm thinking
Yes.
we could do 2 pages of Gun Kata, have civilians get killed in the background and shit like that.
That's what I'm talking about, fellas. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that's what I said. It's like, there's also the fact that mine is more like, you know, like the martial art guy, and yours more the brawler. So in those fight
Yeah.
scenes, that's gonna be fun. Like yours, like the tank. Mine's like the one that's gonna slip through the guy, the monster's leg, shoot his fucking kneecaps.
Well, it's Frankenstein versus Dracula. That's what we're doing. We're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
Frankenstein versus Dracula.
Right. That's why I need to know about like the elixir of life. Right. What if Vincent sinks his fangs into
Mhm.
Doc Salem at some point? What's going to happen there? Because then he's going to have the elixir of life in his system.
Well, I wonder if
all
it'll
kinds of questions.
work. Like, I wonder if it's
Even if it pierces his skin.
Vincent's undead. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, Vincent's, you know, can absorb
The powers.
the powers, the ability, and the memories of any supernatural creatures.
Yeah. So like if he drinks the blood of a werewolf, he could turn into a werewolf himself.
yeah,
That
we
kind-
definitely
You can have that.
because I don't know. I mean, because that's what I'm saying. Like, see, you're right, because now we got facts we got to talk about. I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure if Doc
Fanboy
Salem
shit.
falls in a family of fringe science or supernatural. You see what I'm
This- you
saying?
know, this
Because
is one part.
that's something
Exactly.
that has to be answered.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Frankenstein was into the occult.
And that way, honestly, that would be a good key to go ahead and keep them from killing each other. Is like, if you bite me, it makes you sick, but and I can't, do certain things to you because you're undead. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
You know
that I don't think we should be discussing this on air either.
But we discussed it just enough just to whet your appetites, just to tickle your ass with a feather, folks.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, we got to get out of here.
Yeah,
you
we
guys
do.
take it easy. I'll talk to
Jerry,
you later.
Jerry, real pleasure meeting you, brother.
Yeah,
Hey, Brian, no
Jerry,
problem.
get your
That's
book
great.
done so we can take a look at it.
I'm working on it, man.
Seriously, I'm curious.
Go
check out-
sign up for the mailing list.
Yeah, and check out Non-Devils. Go buy Doc Salem. Buy fucking Six Gun Gorilla. And I don't know. Oh, Tales from the Night for sign up for that.
Sign up for that, folks.
Yeah, and I think we're good. You guys take it easy. Out.
Peace.